Hey everyone, this is Gilberto from Maverick Media Lab, and I'm here with Steve McKenna, and he is going to be giving us his feedback on Maverick Media Lab and what his experience has been with his realtor appointments. Steve, really appreciate you for joining us here on this Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. Glad to be here, and appreciate all you guys did for me and my wife and our company.
Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about that. Like before you had come across our company and you had gone on a call with us, what was the situation when it came to realtor partnerships and like, self-sourcing, self-gen? What did that look like for you prior to working with us?
Well, for the last 4 years, we were on consumer direct bank rate. Leads would just come in, and obviously with the market going up and the rates going higher, that started really drying up. 90% refis were dropping off. Real estate, purchases were there, the pre-approvals were there, right? But the problem was that you pre-approve somebody, but then they'd go and find a real estate agent, and then they'd say, hey, you got to go talk to my loan officer, and they just disappear into the wind. And so the goal was to get to the real estate, the real estate agent, and try to build those deeper relationships with people here locally, in my region specific. And that's what you guys, help provide. But yeah, I mean, I had a couple real estate agent, for referral partners, but the goal was to grow that. And, that's why I was accepting of you guys' call and your help.
Awesome. And then talk to us about the appointment. So once you had got started with us, what were the appointments like once you had hopped on with us and everything? We started the campaign. What did it look like for the quality of appointments, the realtors that hopped on, all that kind of stuff?
Well, that was like the thing that obviously all the loan officers are going to be most skeptical about, right? It's like, what are these, who are these real estate agents? Are they producers, whatnot? And, that's what the cool part is, that you could set your filters and parameters, as far as like who you want to talk to and whatnot. They were definitely 100%, accepting of the call. They were there on time. They were open to hearing what you had. You basically got your time to pitch what, show your strengths. And that was what was promised. And so that was the cool part. I was definitely not disappointed in that perspective. So yeah, you guys did everything you guys promised on getting live real estate agents who were open to talking, to building relationships that were open to, like, how we could help them, send business back and forth. Right. So that. And I am actually live right now, still working, always working, right?
I got no worries. And I guess what was the part that you found most valuable, or like your favorite part about the program? Like what would you say that would be from our service?
Well, the most valuable thing is that, if you're really actually working hard on your business and trying to grow your business, you don't have time to be a great marketing, I mean, I have a loan officer assistant, I have the backing to be able to go out and market, but it's not something I really enjoy doing. I don't like going into real estate agent offices and dropping off jars of candy and saying, hey, like, thanks for the business, even though they didn't send me any business, and leaving a balloon and stuff, and like trying to like make it, hype myself up. Whereas this was just, you guys did all the legwork. You had, live real estate agents who really were open to talking. So that helped me. And I'm an outgoing, personable guy. I always talk to other people and they're like, dude, you should be slaying it. You should be going out and just talking to people, but that's not like, I like closing deals. I like, problem solving and doing loans. I don't like really chasing down real estate agents. So that's where you guys are huge.
So kind of outsource that part where you weren't as like, it wasn't really like your weakness, but it wasn't like the part that you wanted to focus on as much as like, closing the deals. So yeah, outsource that part. So you could still have like those referral partners coming in while still closing the deals, like having pretty much the best of both worlds, right?
Right. Best of both worlds. And I get to close deals, which is closing the real estate agent on why they should work with me. So yeah, it was, and I mean, you guys kept me busy. I'm not going to lie. There was like, times when I'd have 2 to 3 appointments per day and, 15 per week. And there was times where I was just like, wow, like I'm like, this is keeping, this is like a kind of a side gig, full-time job too, just talking to real estate agents. So yeah, no, you guys were, if I told you, if I worked with Angelo, if I said, hey, Angelo, I'm available, from this window, set me up for appointments from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. I definitely have like 30-minute appointments, 11, 11:30, 12, and maybe a 1:30. Like he'd stack me up. And then, I think the highest day was like 4 appointments on one day. So yeah, we were busy.
Nice. Awesome. And I know right around the time that you had got started, it was like kind of like near to that kind of point where like the market shifted, like interest rates started going up. So someone in your position, a loan officer could be thinking, well, interest rates are going up, some are slowing down, like realtors are slowing down. Like, I don't know if this would be like the right thing. Walk me through like your decision making that made you move forward with us instead of like, pulling back on marketing. What made you decide to move forward with your marketing with us?
Well, one of the vice presidents that I work with, he goes to Mortgage Bankers Association meetings, and he in the meeting they had the head of realtor.com or whatever, the realtors, the real estate group. 70% of real estate agents are open right now to switching loan officers. Like, they're open to finding people who are going to send them business, who can partner, and everybody's hungry. Everybody's hungry. So, well, I know loan officers, they're going to the wayside. I've been in the business for 20 years. I made it through the highs and the lows. And so when everyone's leaving the industry, this is a chance to gobble up market share. And so what better time to partner with somebody who can actually bring the people to your front door, and that they're open to hearing about it. Because when things were rocking and rolling 2 years ago, when everything was crazy, real estate agents, they had their go-to person. The loan officer, they had their, but when things are tight, everybody all of a sudden, they're all scrambling for who can, take care, survival. It's all about survival right now. So that's kind of the mentality I had, is that if we can survive this next 2 years and pick up market share, then that's going to be the key to success coming out of this, because then we'll have those real estate agent relationships already established, going into the next, with the next boom, let's put it that way.
Nice. And being that you've been in the industry for like 20 years, you've gone through like these market cycles. So it's nothing new to you. So someone who hasn't been through, like, let's say a downturn, right? Like, they've only experienced the highs of like the refi boom. What would you say to that individual on how to make it through like this market cycle, and how it relates to like marketing? Like, is this something where they should kind of like pull back and like, just not really double down on marketing? Or what are your thoughts on that? What can you say to a loan officer that this is their first market cycle where it's going down?
Well, when I first got into the business, they always said, have 6 different legs of where your referrals are coming from, where your lead sources are coming from. And that was one thing that kind of, at first I was a little bit hesitant when I first started with Maverick, because I was getting all real estate agents, no problem, great, fantastic. But then all of a sudden, divorce attorneys, family law attorneys, CPAs. And I was kind of like, Angela, what are you doing? Why are you sprinkling these in here? But then I was like thinking about it, like I was talking to these CPAs, and they're just like, yeah, I don't have a go-to loan officer for when I've got people who want to buy another investment property, and oftentimes they're looking for reserve funds, like especially right now when inflation's going up, they want to have some safety net, and same with the divorce attorneys. There's so many divorces right now. And so it was just kind of like, wow, like you guys were thinking ahead of where I was thinking. I was thinking go after real estate agents because they'd be low hanging fruit. You guys were thinking like, hey, what's worked for other people in the past? What other, avenues can we go to help, get Stephen more business? So the more I talked to these different attorneys and CPAs, it was like, wow, this is really cool, because it's just another resource, another leg, to build upon. And I had a couple of great lunches with some CPAs and financial planners. So they're all, that really is a relationship oriented business. You make a great relationship there. That's huge. Real estate agents, they come and go. It's a little tougher, they're kind of fickle. But there's no reason why a financial planner is going to like leave you. You're not, unless you like really like do something really off. So yeah, you can make really great inroads with those guys.
Did you find that these financial planners, did they have like any mortgage brokers that were like reaching out, or like did they have a mortgage broker that they were working with already, with the financial planners, CPAs, attorneys?
Oftentimes they would have somebody, but they were just kind of like, honestly, it's not like it's a preference. They reached out to me. I just have them here in my Rolodex, and they literally use the term Rolodex. I mean, a lot of them are older, and they're just kind of like, hey, but if you if you want to go and kind of give me your elevator pitch, you have your chance to go and tell them about it. And then also, do a good job for them. And if they come back and they rave about you, I'd love to, be able to like have that relationship with you, because they're not sending me any business. So if you can also reciprocate, send them some business, that's a game changer. Everybody, the reason why they're on the call is because they want you to send them business too, right? So that was one thing that kind of like scared me at first, is like, I don't have a lot of people going through divorces right now. Like I'm talking to like one divorce attorney a week. I don't have 4 divorces per month, to give one to each person. How do I do this? But it dawned on me, like, it's not about, like having to also give back right away. The key is like, you're getting the chance to basically present what you have. And oftentimes with divorce attorneys, it's, they need the money to be able to pay off the ex who's not getting the house. So having being able to problem solve on debt to income ratios, because oftentimes the spouse who gets the house doesn't have the best credit or the most income, and really showing your skill set, and that's where you can shine as a loan officer.
Yeah, and those refinances, I'm sure like they won't be like, like giving you pushback on the rate or anything, because it's like
Yeah.
it's like an urgent kind of situation, right? There's
You're
not
the lifesaver. It's a life ring for them for sure. Absolutely.
exactly. Yeah. So what I mean is, like, compared to the real estate agents, like the CPAs, financial advisors, that'd be a little bit like easier, and it also would be like more long term, because of the fact that there isn't as many like kind of mortgage professionals going after them, or even just working with them or communicating with them consistently, right? Is that
Absolutely. They're not getting solicited 24/7. They're not getting solicited at their open houses, in their office meetings, for a lunch and learn session, so you can get their 1 hour CE credit. Yeah, no, it's definitely a different game, as far as like talking to them, and, just really showing you're professional, you're educated, and that you care. So.
Love it. And over the last like 20 years, and I'm sure even in this year, even in this month, you've probably gotten a lot of solicitations for like marketing and all that stuff. I'm sure your inbox gets full every month. Like, what, being that that's the case, like you have all these options to work with, like what made you decide to pull the trigger on us and decide to have us help you get more realtor partners?
Well, honestly, it was like testimonials like this. I actually watched you guys' testimonials. I was like looking at the people who were giving the testimonials, and if they can kill it, I can kill it. You know what I'm saying? And so I no disrespect to the other people giving testimonials, man, but I just want you to know that the testimonials are real. Like this is a real testimonial, and I have, like I said, I have an outgoing, extroverted, personality. It's not like I can't go out and talk to people. I do it all the time. I just would rather outsource that and work smarter versus harder.
I like that, the working smarter versus harder, like pretty much using like the limited amount of time and allocating it effectively to where it's going to bring like the most ROI, right? Instead of like cold calling the realtors, like just having the realtors laid up for you, the ones that are actually interested, and then just talking to them directly. I like that. And if you were talking to someone on the fence, like let's say like the person right now that's like watching this, who's going through like this video, kind of still kind of thinking about it, or maybe on like the fence, what would you say to that person specifically who might be watching this video right now?
Well, if you're gonna do this, you got to have don't dip your toe in. Honestly, they don't let you anyway, because you're in. They're gonna start sending you deals, but you really have to focus on the training that they give you. Work with whoever they assign to you. Make sure you've got all your settings set up as far as your email, your contacts, because they're creating a funnel and they're sending you the initial lead, but then they're also dripping on them as well, doing a drip campaign. So you have to, stay in front of it. You have to log in every day. You have to check your texts, your emails. You got to go through this, because they have an entire background system that's communicating with them. And if you're just I'll check that once every week or 2 weeks, the real estate agents and the CPAs, they're reaching back out. They're actually contacting you through this. And so it kind of falls back on you. You can't ask them to close the loan for you. Honestly, you can't ask them to set up the real estate agent, get the deal in the door, close the loan. They're going to put you in front of it. You're going to have to put your best foot forward, sell yourself. But they're going to stay in front of the person for you, which is cool. They have their own CRM drip campaign, but you can't, if you fail, it's on you. That's all I got to say. If you fail, it's on you.
Love it. I love all the honest feedback you gave on this, and I really appreciate you hopping on. I know it's a busy morning for you, and you got a lot of stuff going on. So appreciate you hopping on and just kind of sharing your results, what your feedback is on everything. And yeah, I really appreciate you choosing us to help you grow your business.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to Maverick, and a big shout out to Angelo. He was awesome. So
yeah, big shout out to Angelo.
Yeah, absolutely.